Okay. Okay. So no, we're recording and we're live and we're recording. Thank you so much for that. So welcome everyone. Thank you for coming on our webinar this morning. We really appreciate you and thank you, Maria, for bringing us, for prepping us and getting us ready. So just one thing to quickly note, we won't be having that tea break this morning because we want you all to be energized. We want you all to be empowered. So I'm telling you, you're not going to be bored. It's not going to be one of those events where like, oh, I feel like having a cup of coffee. You're going to, because we have a phenomenal guest speaker this morning. So we just go through that, the talk from Tamarini, and after that, we will have the Q&A section. So welcome again, everybody. The big God bless you. I'll just quickly talk about Precious Pearl, who we are. We are a Christian NGO, and our purpose is to share the love of Christ by empowering our world, lifting others up in the community. The vision started about 7+ years ago with that one focus in mind, to empower our world. And we have a few projects that we run yearly, and we use this as tools to achieve our vision. We have a yearly hope project that we run every Christmas where we share care packages or goodie bags to those who are in need so that they can have a fantastic Christmas, because Christmas is a period of hope, right? We have a career and business grant by which we support the people in the community who want to achieve career and business goals and career and business excellence. So we offer that, we run that every year. We have a yearly empowerment webinar where we have phenomenal guest speakers come and impact us and empower us. And you're sitting in that today. This is that platform for Empower webinar. We alternate each year between the career webinar and the business webinar. Last year we had a phenomenal guest speaker as well, the founder and owner of Icon Range Properties, and it was just an amazing time. And I trust that we're going to have another amazing time today. We also have our inspirational moments, a podcast for same purpose, empowering and impacting the world. You can check that out on YouTube. We always upload on YouTube. And we have all our team events that we do, team activities, prayers, retreats, and all of that. So first of all, I want to say a big thank you to all Precious Pearl team members who are here today. A big God bless you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being a part of this vision and the dream. And I would like one. Okay, I just want everyone to, to get us out of our listening mode. I want us to all give a round of applause to Precious Pearl team members. There's no way I can say thank you enough for them. So please unmute your mics for like 30 seconds and please help me give a solid round of applause. Thank you guys. God bless you. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. May God continue to increase you and bless you all your lives. In Jesus' name. So guys, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, follow us on LinkedIn, and we always put our programs and events on there. So why are we having this empowerment webinar? This event aligns perfectly with our core mission, our core vision to empower our world. Over the years, this platform has done exactly that. We've helped countless people break barriers and reach new heights. And for that, we're deeply grateful to God. We say a big thank you to God who's been helping us all along the way. As I mentioned, we're a Christian charity, and at the heart of all that we do is Jesus. That's why we're doing this. We're grateful to Jesus for giving us the grace to be able to do this. And I know that in many professional settings, professional webinars, you don't get the name Jesus said quite often because people want to be politically correct. But we're not politically correct here this morning. We're not ashamed to say that we love Jesus, and that's why we're here. And we appreciate the grace He's given us to be able to do this. Okay, so we're the halfway mark of the year. Why are you here today? Ask yourself this question. Why did you register to come to this event? Why do you want to get Unstuck? Why this topic? often we start the year with so much energy, right? We have so many plans, so many goals, but somewhere along the way, sometimes we lose momentum, we lose steam, and we get stuck in the old, get stuck in limiting beliefs, unhelpful mindset. But I want us to believe this together, that we can have a phenomenal second half of the year and a phenomenal rest of our lives. And to do that, we need to get unstuck. We need to confront and shed those limiting beliefs that are holding us back. And I want to share something quickly, something personal that inspired me. One of my favorite pastimes is listening to educational podcasts, and there's so many amazing podcasts that you can listen to on Spotify, on YouTube. And I am always, when I'm going for my run or I'm doing something, picking up the kids, I'm always having one of these podcasts because there's so much to learn from them. And recently, I listened to one just this last week, and I heard a conversation between two young multi-millionaires, both in their early 30s or maybe late 20s even. And their stories really struck me. The first speaker, the first person was a guy, right? And he grew up in a working class background. He grew up in Ghana before moving to the UK with his parents. And he talked about the scarcity mindset that he grew up with. And he shared something that broke my heart. It really broke my heart. And I thought, oh, wow. He said he looked at his parents' generation, probably Gen X and above, and realized that they were never going to change. They will never break barriers or shatter glass ceilings because the mindset was so deeply and firmly ingrained, the scarcity mindset. And he knew that he, for one, had to break free from that way of thinking. And he did. He transformed his mindset, changed his life. And today is a multi-million pound investment. He has a multi-million pound investment portfolio of 4 or 5 million pounds to show for it. He's a very young guy, and he has a growth and abundance mindset. The second speaker was a woman, a young lady. She grew up in Hackney in a very low income and low income household and area. And she didn't know that. I mean, she didn't know that the mindset was limiting because everyone around her had the same mindset. Everyone around her thought the same way. Everything was the same around her. So she didn't realize until she found herself attending a private school in Kensington and Chelsea. We all know that that's one of the wealthiest parts of the UK, right? That's where some of the wealthiest real estate lies in the UK. And she realized that what she'd always accepted as normal was actually a poverty mindset, a lack mindset, underachievement. And she talked about how she had to make, because she was moving with different people with growth, abundant mindset, entrepreneurs, children from different areas. She realized that she had to make a deliberate shift in her mindset to see what was truly possible. And that's why we're here today. We're here to confront those hidden limiting beliefs. We're here to challenge ourselves. We're here to expand our thinking and to equip ourselves to truly thrive in the second half of the year and beyond. So let's be open, let's be honest with ourselves, and let's get ready to grow. And at this junction, I will be introducing our very special guest today. Many people know her here already. You've gone through Career Nuggets one way or the other, or been to some of our talks. We all know that she's phenomenal and she has been breaking glass ceilings and shifting cultural beliefs and mindsets. Morenike Ajayi, MBE. I'm going to call her full qualifications. I hope I get it right. MBE, BSc, MBA, FCP, FA, and Prince 2 is the Director of Corporate Services at Gravesend Churches Housing Association and founder of Career Nuggets. Previously, Morenike held the position of Commercial and Finance Director at the London Pensions Fund Authority, overseeing a £6 billion pension fund. In addition, Morenike has taken on key roles at PricewaterhouseCoopers, Transport for London, and various housing associations and local authority. She received an MBE in the Queen's New Year's Honours List 2022. She was recognized for her services to race, equality, and inclusion. As founder and CEO of social enterprise Career Nuggets, Morenike has helped further career opportunities for the BME community, providing mentoring, networking, workshops, events, and more And all this is done on a voluntary basis, not getting paid a dime. In addition, she's presently the treasurer and a trustee at London Youth. Previously, she was on the board of trustee for the National Union of Students UK and Upscotch Asian Women's Centre. She has won 1 second. I want to make sure I have everything. Upscotch Women's Centre. All right. She has won multiple awards and is a chartered accountant, executive producer, TV presenter, author, career mentor, and motivational public speaker. And that's the phenomenal guest speaker that we have today. You guys know that there's a lot of packed in there, right? This is just another normal person coming to on box stuff. This is some serious stuff we're gonna be getting. And if you go to listen, you'll be paying like what? Okay, and not even being over the top. I've seen events where people with a quarter of this qualification being speakers and they get charged like £1,000 to listen to what she has to say. So you're here for free, guys. We will not be taking this opportunity for granted. Sister Morenike, we deeply, deeply appreciate you, Precious Pearl. Thank you so much for all that you do. We appreciate you with all of our heart and from the bottom of our heart. Thank you for agreeing to come on board this morning. And we are ready to learn, guys. Yeah, we're ready. Are we? Are we ready? Okay, let's all unmute and say yes. I just want some life this morning. Are we ready? I'm just going to say 1, 2, 3. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
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 Yes. Fantastic. Over to you, sis. And thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's such a delight to be here. Really honored to be here. Thank you, Precious Pearls, for having me again. Thank you, Tolu, for all you do on the team. Really, really a delight. Career Nugget and Precious Pearls have always worked in partnership. So thank you for supporting the mission of Career Nugget as well. I wouldn't turn down. I'm currently, I didn't plan it, but I'm currently on a personal retreat. Sometimes you just need to take time out. Sometimes you need to just find a space for yourself. You can always be on the go, go, go. And, I just checked in where I am, and it's a place where the sort of retreat I'm on is no makeup, just come bare. So that's how I am here. But nevertheless, I believe I'm a Christian, so I believe there's things God has laid on my heart to share with every one of us here. So there's a bit of some prompts coming in. Not that I don't want you to take your group pictures. Do you mind just pausing those for now? Because they're kind of distracting me. Yes, so here I am to talk about Unstuck, breaking free from self-limiting beliefs. And those that really know me know that I'm really passionate about this. I believe so much in every one of us. I believe in everybody. I believe that you are not just created to be put on earth and that's it. You're created because there's a light you carry, and that light is not just for yourself. Light is about illumination. Your light is to illuminate the path of someone else. So when we all come together, it's such a bright spark, a bright light that we all come together. But sometimes we get so fixated or conscious of our limitations, and it sometimes puts us in bondage, and we don't really live that full potential that God has in stock for us. So this morning, I'm hoping to just shed some light on that, give you some insight into what you can do to break free from self-limiting beliefs, because in most cases, it's not somebody else that's holding us back. It's our mindset, like Tolu has rightly shared. It's the things, our background, the things that we've actually chosen to believe in. So before we go on, I have a question for every one of us, and I would like you to put in the chat. All you need to say is yes or no. Have you ever looked at yourself and thought, surely there has to be more than this? Has that ever come across your mind? And I'd like to see some responses, and you thinking there must be much more than this. Okay, it's coming in. It's coming in. Okay, brilliant. So yes, I'm in the right place. Thank you for doing that. Okay, so let's continue. So a little bit about myself. I won't go into details. I think I've shared it here before. But there was a point in my life where I looked so successful on the outside. I was married. I was working, I was doing my dream job, working for a dream company, PwC at the time, a homeowner. I was active in church. Everything around me looked so successful. And but I felt stuck, even though, the things that we kind of measure ourselves against, everything was all ticked. And I felt underused. I had plateaued in my career, I'd plateaued in life, and began to question my worth, my voice, and even at times whether my time had passed. I thought, oh, maybe that's it. But something had to shift. And it started with how I thought. Because we don't plateau, we don't get stuck. Our time never passes. It's never too late to start. And until we say our final bye-byes on earth, we're always still called to do something. So I believe many of you are brilliant, many of you are talented, many of you are experienced. Yet, some of you might still be stuck in the same job or role for years. It's not because you're not capable, but often because of those self-limiting beliefs. So today, I want us to break free from those beliefs and move into the future, God has for you. And to do that, let's have some understanding about what self-limiting beliefs really are. Let's take a look at what we think they are. In the chat, I want a bit of interaction. What do you think are some self-limiting beliefs that you might have held on to? I'll read them out as you drop them in the chat. Any self-limiting beliefs? Nothing's come through yet, or maybe you're still typing. Not good enough, not good enough. Unsure of one's one's ability, low self-esteem, correct? Imposter syndrome, believing I don't belong in certain spaces. Fear of taking that next step, okay? Negative thoughts. I have saved money. I have to save money. Seems challenging, especially after several attempts. Self-doubt, fear of the unknown, procrastination. Absolutely. Fear of stepping out of comfort zone, a common one for many. Thank you everyone for responding. Literally, you've written my notes. Some of the things I put down are things like, I'm too old to start again. I've got to just stay where I am and just take that's what's been thrown at me. I've missed my moment. I don't have the right qualification. I'm not eloquent. I'm Black and I won't be considered. And when you go through all these things, they sound like truths because they're rooted in fear, in past experiences, in pain, and in rejection, but they're not your final truth. Where do they come from? A lot of these things have come from past failures or missed opportunities, negative voices from our upbringing or early career, or somebody said something somewhere. I remember a time at work when I really felt I was delivering, I was doing things really well. And because one of the things I knew then was to get promotion or visibility in the workplace, you need to obtain feedback and you need to go to some strategic leaders. And I thought, well, I tick all the boxes. I'm doing a fantastic thing. Now I just need to speak to this person, get some feedback. It's going to be a great feedback, pat on the back. He will know of me, and that would be open doors to promotion. And it was a very large organization. So I went to, at the time, he was the chief finance officer or finance director of the organization. And I went up to him and I meet with him regularly every month, presenting the numbers. I'm an accountant. And I said, oh, I just would like some feedback from you. And what he said shocked me. And he said, I really don't know why you're still in this organization. You just can't communicate. Um, you just mumble your words, you never speak clearly. And he went on about this communication and why I'm still here. And because of his position in relation to where I was, his words sounded so true. And I started believing in it and I thought, but what can I do? He said, look for somewhere else that can accommodate, not here. I mean, this is a company at the time, I'd worked there for 8 years. And even though I did leave through redundancy, what he said kept on going through my mind. So when there are meetings and I needed to speak up, I'll think, I'm not good enough to speak up here. Because of his feedback, several meetings, I'll just stay there quiet, even though some of the things people will be saying will be very much what I wanted to say, but I'll hold back because what he had said was deeply rooted in my mind. And it took some of the tools I'll be sharing with you to get to uproot that saying. So some of these self-limiting beliefs are from experiences, from negative voices, from workplace rejections, biases, feeling invisible, constant comparison, especially in a digital age. You know, you see social media and people put in front of you what they think is right. And we then forget about what is right in the eyes of God. So we're comparing ourselves with some standards that somebody else defined as a standard, but it's not really the standard for us. Or sometimes it could be cultural or even a spiritual narrative. Something else. Sometimes a spiritual narrative that I've seen is um not speaking up, not being visible, all that. If you're too visible, if you're too much out there, it means that you're being arrogant or you're showing off. So in order to remain humble, you need to be hidden, you need to have your head down. And some of these things hold us back from really becoming who we need to be. And these thoughts, they build, if you don't mind, can we mute? It's just a bit disrespectful when somebody is talking and we don't go on mute. It's affecting others that are trying to listen. Thank you. So, these thoughts build walls in our minds that become prisons for our potential. And we need to recognize these beliefs and remove them. Now, there's a price for everything we do in life. There's a cost of staying stuck. So, as much as we want to be progressive and advancing in the different things we want to do, every action we take has a price. So let's be honest, being stuck comes at a price, even though for some people they might say, oh, I'd rather be where I am, is a safe space. I don't want to step out because I don't know what's out there. But there's a price. You see, if you're stuck in a place of work or in business or in some stage in life, before you know it, you start disengaging from things. So if you've been in a role for so long, when you first of all take up a new role, there's a lot of enthusiasm. You're eager, you want to learn, you want to show, you want to deliver. You're like the first one to deliver things. You're doing so many things. After a while, you've been there for several years, it becomes the norm. And you find yourself gradually disengaging from that work, which means you're not giving it your best. You start to lose confidence in your ability. You just think this is all I can do. And you'll be watching others move forward while you begin to shrink back. Your joy, health, and even your finances suffer. So you start then questioning your value. But hear this, being stuck is not your sentence. It's a signal that something needs to shift. So in the next few minutes, I want to walk you through a framework. I call it the Unstuck framework. I've used it in different areas. Some of my friends would say, Morenike, you're very self-motivated, so it doesn't apply to you. But we're all at different stages in life, and we all come across this being stuck, whether it's in work, whether it's in our spiritual life, whether it's in a business or in a family, at a particular stage in life, we hit this plateau. We become stuck. So how do we unstuck ourselves? So I'm going to walk through the acronym actually of Unstuck. And the first thing I'm going to say is the U for me is uncover those lies. They are lies. Ask yourself, what lie have I believed about myself or my abilities? E.g., I don't think I'm a leader. I don't think I'm tech savvy. I think I've picked already. That is a lie, and you need to speak out and reject it. One of the lies I believed in for so long, I shared with you about the communication, that really held me back for a long time, whereby I'm in a place, I'm afraid to speak up because I'm thinking, I'm not a good communicator. People are going to make fun of me. And this one feedback was a stronghold over my life, and it was hindering me in so many areas. Another lie was, oh, my background, not being exposed to people, and which is true. It's not necessarily a lie, but our past don't need to hold us back. So I was raised by my mom, a single parent. Yes, I was born in the UK, but we went back to Nigeria, and where we went back to was a place that my mom didn't feel safe to allow us to move around. So when she was a nurse, when she was leaving for work, she would lock my sister and I in the house, and we were locked up. And that carried on for several years. The food would be in there, and we were locked up because she was trying to protect us, which meant my only relationship was really my sister and my mom. I did not know how to make friends. When I found myself, ironically, in a secondary school boarding school, I literally ran away from people. I would go in a corner because I just didn't know how to relate with people. So for several years, I would just say, I'm an introvert. I don't know how to make friends or talk to people. And to be honest, you do need to know how to socialize if you want to achieve certain things. These were lies. And then I had to speak to myself. I had to understand what are the lies I'd believed in. And I started to reject them and speaking out and speaking the opposite about it. While I'm talking, I want you to reflect. Why are you stuck? Is it because of a lie that you've either told yourself, because nobody's validated this lie? When we say, I'm afraid of stepping out of my comfort zone, who said you're in your comfort zone? Who said there's something out there that you cannot face? These are all lies. I want you to write the lies down, understand them, because if you don't recognize them, it's going to be really difficult for you to move away from them, because some of these things are deeply rooted in our mind and we need to unpick them. Once you uncover them, it's easy to deal with it. So the N in the unstuck is, once you've identified those lies, now you need to name your truth. What is true about you? You need to name it. Now in John, I know I'm not preaching, but it's just, I can't help myself. Most times when I talk from the Bible, from the Holy Book, because that's where I get my grounding. And John 8:32 says, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. So what is actually true about you? You've got decades of experience. Nobody can take that away from you. The fact that you're not even a one-year-old child has some experiences. You've got to call on those experiences. Own your strengths. You are so strong. You've navigated family, you've navigated career, and you have navigated life. That is a fact, and that is true. I'm sure if you reflect back, it would have been daunting when you got that first job, but you did, and you were successful in it, and you moved on to the next one. So being stuck is just a temporary position. This is for you now to say, yes, these are the truths that I'm going to believe in myself. And all the challenges you've been through, you have survived. You've adapted, and you've learned, and you've led in quiet ways. You have done this. nobody else. So I want you to name your truth. So earlier on, I said uncover those lies and write them down, because when you write things down, it's actually liberating. I hope everybody has a journal of some sort. Just write them down, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, depending what yours is. And now name your truths. Name your truths, because it's so important, because that's what you're going to hold on to. And most importantly, I want you to take this pause and just say this affirmation with me. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we on mute, or we've unmute ourselves? I want you to say this one sentence with me. Are we ready? I can't hear you.
Yes, we are.
Okay. So this is what we're going to say. I have what it takes to lead.
I have what it takes to lead,
Grow.
grow,
And step into more.
and step into more.
Thank you so much. Yes, I have what it takes to lead, grow, and step into more.
I have what it takes to lead, grow, and step into more.
Absolutely. I want you to believe that that is a truth. I want you to believe that. The S in Unstuck. Now you're resetting. This is setting a new vision. This is setting a new vision. This is now your next chapter, and you are the author of this new vision, of this new stage. Peradventure, your previous chapters had been written by others. It's been by other people's narrative of you, or what you have actually said about yourself. But now you're setting a new vision. You're resetting. You're taking ownership. And what does this new chapter look like? For someone, it might be more fulfilling work. It might be financial growth. It might be a promotion, a new business, but whatever it is, I want you to set the vision. Not me, not somebody else, but you set your vision. And you need time to think about that. I'm really hot on vision boards, because whatever you can see, it's so powerful. Proverbs 29:18 says, where there's no vision, the people perish. We all know that. So it's time to just stop. Stop living by default. This happened by chance. But start living by a divine design. You have to know what your vision, you need to have a clear vision. You're not running another man's race, your own race. I see so many people struggling because they've taken on somebody else's standard, somebody else's race. We all define success from what we see about others without taking time out to pause and say, actually, what's my own divine design? What has God called me to do? I don't know if I've shared this here, but we all have different callings, and we have to learn to stay on our lane. It doesn't mean you can't look at what's happening out there, because we learn from others. We learn from mentors. We learn by just observing, shadowing others. But you've got to have a clear picture of where you want to go. When I was growing up, we were in fact, I would say poorer than a church rat. And recently I saw a video of somebody having a shower when it was raining, when the rain was coming, hits the roofs and running down. And it reminded me of my childhood. When it's raining, we bring all the bowls out to gather water. That was the best water we would have in the house. Otherwise, we would have a bath in a bowl, and the water we use to bath is what we use to flush the toilet. So things were really hard, and that's just water, let alone food. I had to make food from, we had chickens and things, so we give them corn, and from that we'll make our own meal as well. So I had a vision that growing up, I'm definitely not going to continue in this poverty. And I don't shy away from it. It's just I have a different focus about money, but I love money. I lacked it growing up. When I didn't have a clear vision for money, and I was I was opportune, and God blessed these hands of mine, and I had money. I didn't know what to do with money. Then everything I suffered in life for, I had, oh God, you don't want to know how many shoes, clothes, hair, everything I invested in. It was from a business. I did a business. Some of you would know Body Magic. And in 3 months, I made $120,000. And in 6 months, all gone because I didn't have a vision. I didn't understand what it was. All I knew was I lacked. And that's a lie. Oh, I suffered shoes. I need to have shoes. What I'm saying now is have a vision for yourself. A vision you can see. My vision board is always one that I always update. And I put things there. And it's in my bathroom. So when that's a place I go frequently. I'm there every time, and I'm looking at my board, and it's got affirmations linked to all the things I'm believing God for. And it amazes me when I'm removing one because it's been achieved. I'm challenging you now to have a new vision for yourself, not living by default, not just waking up, sleeping, but know that you're on a mission. Have that vision. The T in Unstuck is when you have that vision, the T is take responsibility. You need to take responsibility for your vision. Remember, it's now yours. It's not somebody else. It's not what people say. We might have grown up and you might have had parents that would have said, oh, you need to be a doctor and this, and they've dictated how your life is. And we're probably doing that for our children now. But you know what? Now it's about you, and you take responsibility. Stop waiting for someone to tap you on the shoulder. Yes, the system has its faults. Yes, ageism exists, but you're not powerless. Take ownership of your career development. Take ownership of your mindset, and take ownership of your next step. Think about it. What's the one thing I can change this week? Something different that you've been doing all this while. And it really, really gets to me when people rush to me and they want mentoring, and I'm the one chasing after them. I'm the one checking in after them. And I'm not baffled when I see that they're not really moving because I'm the one chasing it. They don't want it. You've got to want it. When you want it, you will do what you need to do. Those that have come to me, we've spent time, they've taken the action points and they've run with it and owned it. You see them change, like their life changes exponentially. You see, you got to take responsibility, own what is yours. When I set goals for myself, I think about what is it that I can do. As you all know, I love the area of career, anything to do with career. But I challenge myself as well because I want to be that role model that if I can do this, then I see no reason why anybody can't. And why can't we all do it? We've got it because we've got the backing of God. It's not in our strength. And God wants us to act, not just in faith, but with works as well. We need to take steps. We need to take the action. And I always challenge myself. My CV every 6 months there must be something new I'm adding to it or taking off. Even now, in my organization that I deputize for my chief executive as the director of corporate services, I'm always challenging myself. I'm an accountant, but I have made sure that my portfolio is not just finance. The world today, if you're just one trick pony, you'll find yourself really, really restricted because of AI. You have to be able to wear many hats and be adaptable. So I am very vast when it comes to IT, when it comes to implementing new systems. I've had to learn. I'm in the social housing sector. I've had to educate myself about the governance. It's a highly regulated industry. I'm not waiting for anybody to tell me, oh, do you know this? Or tell me what it means. I am studying ahead. I'm thinking, I don't want the change to catch up with me. I need to be ahead of the curve. I need to know what this is. Before people started using AI, I had been using AI. Before people had been using Zoom, I'd been using Zoom since 8 years ago. We need to challenge ourselves and say, what is it that I want to do? If I need to do some education, whatever I need to do, take responsibility for it and do it. Don't rely on somebody else to give you the nudge. I'm not discounting the fact that you have an accountability partner. If that's what it takes to get you moving, get an accountability partner. Don't go for somebody that would always give you a pat on the back and say, you're great, you're great, you're great. And please get the balance right. Those that know me, I always get the balance right. I'm not always on the go, 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 go. I do take a break. Like now, I've taken this weekend out just for my own break and to reset and recharge and assess where I am. And I always believe in having the balance. You can't always just be chasing money, chasing this, chasing that. You have to do it in line with what God has given you. He's given every one of us talents according to each one's ability. We all have different levels of talents, graces. So the you is upgrade your mindset. And how can you do that? Romans 12:2 says, let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. So earlier on, I told you about my upbringing, how we were locked up. I struggled to network with people, extremely shy, timid. And in the midst of that, there was a stigma. In those years in Nigeria, a single woman living with children is looked at in a different way. It's not always acceptable. And people try all sorts of things because they just think you're a product of something. So it was really hard. I was wearing a lot of labels, and I mean a lot. And not only that, my mom's frustration of the position where she was in was taken out on me. So I had a lot of emotional baggages. I had a lot of things that had been said to me that were really negative from her, from her family, because I was struggling to understand who I was. So I was called daft, I was called slow, I was called the one that's just all sorts. And my results showed for it with what they said. My GCSE, I had to take it twice. My university, I just scraped through. I was always the average person. Always the average person. But you know what? I had to upgrade my mindset. And what did I do? I upgraded my self-talk. I started speaking to myself. I had to get rid of the negative things people had said to me or the negative things people had said. So where I would replace words like I can't. I mean, my my boss at work, she says, you haven't got a risk radar. What she means by that is I always see positivity in everything, even if things are collapsing, because I've trained my mind to see that when there's a challenge or a negative thing, I would replace things like I can't with I'm learning. So instead of me saying, oh, I can't do that task, I'm learning about that task. I'm always replacing I'm stuck with I'm repositioning. You know, there's certain words that I use. I avoid some negative words around me. We were going through a really big challenge at work due to a mistake by a member of my team. Of course, if my team member makes a mistake, yes, they've made the mistake, but ultimately the responsibility lies with me. And it was such a bad situation. It was going to put the company, it was going to basically liquidate the company. That's how bad the mistake we made. So in order to rectify that situation, the chair of the board and the board members were now looking for somebody that could take us over and absorb the debt, and that's the way they saw they could rectify the situation. And by now, the members of a lot of the members in a lot of the people in the organization were nasty to me. You've just come here, you spoiled everything. Some of them had worked in that organization for 9 to 10 years. And now all of a sudden they're going to be out of employment potentially, because if somebody took us over, they might not have a job. So the environment became very hostile. And I remember my CEO telling me that you and I are doomed. That word set me up. I said, I'm not doomed. I'm a child of God and I will not be doomed. God brought me here. And she said, oh, you're one of those. Don't bring that Christian thing here. At the time she was in her late 50s, the last time I went to church, I was 16. I don't believe in all those fanatic things. This is reality. The reality is that we're doomed. And she kept on saying that. And the more she was saying doomed, my back was against the wall. I just could not stand that negative word. And I was saying things. I don't normally talk about Christ at work, but that just pushed me so far. And yes, we were at our wits' end. We didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do, but I just knew that God, you will rise and sort me out in this situation. When you upgrade your mindset, you will stop seeing challenges. You see challenges as a learning experience, and that mindset will be freer to see solutions. And I'm pleased to say that God did give us insight and favor into that situation. And that happened almost 4 years ago, and I'm still in that organization now, and we're actually stronger than where we were before. And my boss turned around and said, now I will be visiting my Church of England church. And she's not stopped. She's been going to church since this situation. What am I saying? What comes out of your mind is the state of what comes out of your mouth tells a lot about the state of your mind. You have to upgrade it, you have to reset it, you have to reframe some sentences that you say. So I'll share a little bit of my daily affirmations that I say. So I say things like, I bring value to every room I'm echoing. Can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Am I echoing?
You were, but no, just for like a
yeah,
second,
but yeah,
but no,
okay.
no.
Okay. All right.
You're
Okay.
fine.
All right. So some of the things I say are things like, I bring value to every room I enter. So immediately I say that. If I go into a meeting, there's something I can contribute. There's something I can say because my mind is already saying, I am value. Wherever I go, I carry value with me, no matter what. So that means already I'm discounting me feeling small or feeling everybody here is greater. I'm already negating any form of imposter syndrome because those things would always raise their ugly head. But you have to speak ahead before it raises his ugly head. A lot of the times I find myself in a room full of men. It can be intimidating, especially when they've got a lot of experience, they've gone to these posh universities. I didn't. Sometimes they can just set me back and I remember my background, where I'm coming from. But that is in the past. The fact that I've been invited here means I'm meant to be there. So I'm bringing value into every room I enter. And I tell myself that. And I've been speaking to myself over the years. Even where I am now, I'm with 10 other ladies, and my goodness, they are powerhouses. But I told myself, I am coming here and I've got value to bring. Then I say it's never too late to dream again. Never too late to dream again. I grow with every challenge I face because challenges will come. That doesn't mean one is a failure. It's just an opportunity to learn something new. Another thing I say is my name will be mentioned in the corridors of power. When I'm not in the room, somebody positively is arising and speaking on my behalf. So there's certain things that I speak into the atmosphere, and that's the mindset I carry around. And I want to challenge you too, to find your own affirmations, find your own statements, and begin to say those, and not the ones that you previously, I'm using the word previously because I'm hoping after this seminar, it's a thing of the past that you've previously thought or said. The C is basically in Proverbs 27:17, as iron sharpens iron. Iron sharpens iron. C is connect with the right people. We need people in our lives. I used to believe another lie. I don't need anybody so far I'm focused. I can do anything. I don't care about anybody. I can just, because I was such a go-getter, and yes, I was achieving things. You can only do things in your own strength. You need people around you. I run a social enterprise career nugget, and some of you are part of the community, and I want to appreciate everyone from the community that has joined today. Thank you. Thank you for being part of the community, because the community is not about Morenike. It's not Morenike. It's all of us. It's a group of people passionate about the same thing, and we're all there to love and support each other. We're all, anybody you call in the community would, or if they can, they will help. That's what we do. There would not be a career nugget if I did not have people. So we need mentors in our lives. We need people that we can go to that have gone ahead. There's always somebody that has told the path you want to toe. So we need mentors. Now mentors might be your friends and they might not be. And they might be just somebody you have an hour appointment with, or even 30 minutes, and what they say might just change the trajectory of your life forever. So we need advocates. We need people that will speak on our behalf when we're not in the room. We need friends with a growth mindset, people that are always challenging us to be the better version of ourselves. Every day we're maturing. Every day we're learning new things. We're maturing. We're growing in knowledge and wisdom. We're maturing. So we cannot remain the same. The more knowledge you acquire, the more is expected of you. Surround yourself with the right people that can challenge you. Join the right communities like Precious Pearls like this that will challenge you to be the better version of yourself. You see, some doors won't open until you're in the right circles, and I can tell you that. And one thing I want to drop here is never look down on anyone. It's easier said than done. I have been in some places whereby they've invited me to speak with some other, big speakers, and people have gone there and read profiles. And maybe because of familiarity, they think, what's Morenike going to say? So they've all gone to other breakout rooms. And I remember one that happened to me, one conference, and the few people that came to my session, honestly, it was amazing. It wasn't about me. The actual connection happened by two attendees in the room, not me, but they just came to listen to me, and somebody asked a question and the solution was right there in the room. Now, some people could have missed opportunities just because they've discounted me. Oh, I've heard her story. I know everything she's going to say. Oh, nothing. They're going after some big speakers, and you find yourselves in these rooms and your life is still the same. Yesterday, somebody called me up. I told her about Career Nuggets. Come join the community, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no, she went off and paid 1,200 to some community somewhere. They promised her everything. After 11 months, she came back. She's still the same way. Now, there's some opening doors that I've had. They're from people that are not at the same level as me. Because we all are gifted. We all have opportunities. We all have different connections that we're open to. And we all carry lights. We all carry gifting. Please don't undermine anybody. Just listen to what the person has to say and take it in. Because you never know, that might be your next destiny helper. On this thing of connection, isolation keeps you stuck. Connections move you forward. I want to share another story. And pardon me if I've said it before, but I just feel that I need to just reiterate it and share it here again. This was about almost 10 years now. I went and had my hair done in the salon. And this lady called Gift, she was cleaning the salon. But I noticed something about her. She was doing this so diligently. Any strand of hair or anything dropped on the floor, she's immediately, put it in the pan. Very diligent. And at the end of the day, I was one of the last customers. They gave her £10. And I thought, that's so mean. She's done almost the whole day here and, and £10. So I said, oh, would you mind cleaning my house? I just wanted to be a blessing. And I said, 4 hours and I'll give you £20. But when she came to my house, oh my goodness, what she did. I'm sure she did more than the 4 hours. But I looked at her after several times and I said, you really like this cleaning, don't you? Have you thought about taking a course on cleaning from the local college? And it's free. Just go there and understand what material you need to use for the window, for the floor, for this, that. And she listened and she took the course. Now, there was another opportune time. I was in the salon and I couldn't stop talking about this lady. I just thought, Gift, you're such a blessing. Thank you for all you do for me. Anytime you clean my house, I sleep so soundly. We are just so blessed. And she would do that. She would do the washing. She was just such a blessing to my husband and I. While I said that, there was another lady in the salon who said, oh, really? She cleans your house? I said, yes. And she said, oh, would you mind coming to clean my care home? Now she's moving from my home to now clearing a care home. If she hadn't listened to what I had told her about the different cleaning materials and acted upon it, because opportunities do not announce themselves. You have to be prepared. She was prepared. She'd done the training. She'd done the training on different cleaning materials. So immediately she said, yes, I can come and clean your care home. Unknown to us, this lady had 5 care homes. So gift that was cleaning a salon, earning £10, to cleaning my house of £20, was now an employer of people because she couldn't single-handedly clean 5 care homes. And from there on, today, she now owns a successful cleaning business, employing over 50 people. That was from just a connection. Who would have thought that would have happened in a hair salon? So let's be mindful of where we are. Connections move you forward. Isolation keeps you stuck. Yes, people might have hurt you and all sorts of things. Tell me about it. Betrayal. Yes. But that's where we need discernment. If you really want to be unstuck, you need to get connecting with the right people. Then the K. The K is about keep moving forward. Don't stop. Don't stop. Keep moving forward. No, it won't always be easy. Yes, you'll still have moments of fear. That's normal. You will have moments of fear. Normal. But you need to confront those those things that will stop you. But momentum, when you keep on doing it consistently, don't give up. Don't just try now, stop, try now, try this, try that, but consistently do the same thing. What happens is momentum builds confidence, and confidence is the opposite of that fear. Every one small action. Don't set too big a task that it becomes overwhelming. Just take one small action a week, and that can completely change your trajectory. So you might say, this week, I have the number of this person. I'm actually going to call this person, just say hello. Some things that are not great is when people just only call people when they need help or they need something. It happens a lot in the community we have. We don't call in, we don't check in, we don't do anything. When we need a favor, we're after the person. Not very welcoming, not very nice. But if you might decide, you know what, this area of communication, connections, I'm going to be intentional about it, and I'm going to reach out to certain people once a week, or I'm actually going to update my CV next week. Start by that, and then actually I'm going to test the waters with this CV of mine. Yes, I'm not looking for a job, but let me see if I'm ready for the market. Every one small action a week can completely change your story. And having done all that, if you're always somebody on the go, take a pause and celebrate your progress. Celebrate yourself. If you don't celebrate yourself, nobody will. Take a pause and celebrate yourself, no matter how small. And also, gratitude. Be grateful. Every minute you move your hand, head, you get out of bed, be grateful, because there's some people, they're not able to do that. There's some people, they slept yesterday, but they're not with us today. There's some people, they have all the money, but they cannot eat. There's some people, tell them any amount, they'll pay for just peace of mind. Let's be cognizant of these things. Let's be conscious of these things and have a heart of gratitude. When you're grateful about your present situation, it's easier to keep moving because you'll find a reason to move forward. There's a couple of other stories I want to talk about. I'm a bit of a storyteller. And this is a real life story of a lady I used to work with who had a self-limiting belief of herself. At the time, she was around mid-50s, and she was doing a very low end of accountancy job. She was a chartered accountant. And when I got the role, I was shocked that she was doing this level of work. So I got the work and I wanted to set objectives with her. But because she was so bitter about the work environment, bitter about everything, felt the whole world was against her, I don't think she was conscious of this, but you say A to her, she's giving you B, C, D. She was so abrupt, really unpleasant. I remember one day in the office, she was leaving. I said, and I'm not coming in tomorrow, I'm on leave. And I'm thinking, you haven't agreed this leave with me. That's all I said. Oh my goodness. She gave me a lowdown. And I'm thinking, what sort of arrogant woman is this? I am going to deal with, I'm going to put on a warning on her file and what's not, because I had the capacity to do that. And then a voice dropped in my spirit and said, actually, she needs you. You're not doing that. So the following day, when she came back from leave, I called her into the room. And I don't normally take Career Nugget to work, but I felt led to. And I sat her down. I said, you seem to be like this angry, bitter woman. What's happened? Life has done so much to you, but why bring it to the work situation? And then she opened up and this and that. And then I said, but professionalism doesn't mean you snap at everybody. Nobody understands that you're carrying all these weights. You need to know how to manage this. And I said, actually, one starting point that I can work with you is, this is your position. You shouldn't be where you are. Do you mind bringing your CV in? Let's have a talk. I'd like you to come and take some sessions through Career Nuggets. At the time, I was running these monthly masterclasses, and she came and she spent about, I think it took her about 15 months, and she was a changed person. Her tone changed. She wasn't always so abrupt. And she got another role. She got a role that was mind-blowing. It was a role that doubled her salary. She did this role for about 10 months, not up to a year. And then she jumped to a financial controller role. After that happened, after she had confronted her self-limiting belief. She believed that she was old, she's lost out in time, life has dealt with her, she spent a lot of time nurturing her children, and now she didn't pay any attention to her career, so she's now stuck, and her children are not looking back, and they're not being grateful. She was carrying so much weight. But who says? That's just what people say, that when you're mid-50s, you can't make a change. She did. And she's enjoying her life today. So her breakthrough wasn't about, it wasn't about the new CV. No, it wasn't. It was in her mind. Once we dealt with the mind and she started to believe in herself, and she thought about all the experiences she had, all the talent she had, all the things she's done at work, even though she's done so many things, but she hadn't been recognized or rewarded for it. But she brought all those to the table, brought it to her CV, and voila, it was a new her. See, our mindset holds us back. We can say, we can list so many things that hinder us, but it's really a mindset. Once you can believe it up here, really, there's nothing you cannot achieve with all the different factors I'd mentioned. The last story I'll talk about was my driving test. Can you believe I took it 3 times? 3 times. I remember this is several years ago. And every time, I was just wobbling. I just thought, I don't think I can get this. I don't think I'm balanced on a hill. I had so many, I don't think I can't, I don't think I can't. And each time I believe those I can't, I don't, I what not, I'll go for the test and fail. And I remember the 3rd attempt, I thought, nope, this test, I am going to drive, and I'm going to be one of those drivers. And I changed my confession, and I started believing myself that actually I'm going to do a great job. I'm not afraid of the wheels. Nothing's going to happen. Parallel parking, I'm going to get that right. Round the curve, I'm not going to go on the curb. And I started speaking positively to myself. 3rd attempt, I passed. Now I'm driving like everybody else, and nobody is not written on my forehead that I did it 3 times. So some of these things, yes, we fail, but we should rise up again and do it, because it's not written. Nobody's keeping a record of it. Just stay focused and go after that which you are destined to become. So this is my call to action to you as I'm rounding up. I want you to write down one belief you need to let go of from today. That's that belief, that lie, one lie. I want you to put it on your paper. That one lie that you're actually, from today now, you're going to let go of. And what is the truth you're going to replace it with? Write that down as well. And then practically, what is that one action you'll be taking this week? I want you to also write that down. When you've written that down, look for somebody that you can trust and let them hold you accountable to that one action, to that belief, to that truth. You know, with the lie, you're going to ditch the lie, the truth you're going to embrace, and the action you're going to take. Because this is it. You are not stuck. You are one mindset shift away from your next breakthrough. I want you to believe that. So in closing, Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. You are not behind. You are not too old. This is your time and this is your season. And with God, you will get unstuck. So take the limits off your mind and watch God do exceedingly, abundantly, above all you could ask or imagine." And as a final recap, I'd like somebody to tell me what the Unstuck framework is. Thank you for listening, guys. Who's going to tell me? I can't see any hand raised.
Do you want us to say the whole thing or just the first one and then someone else says the next one?
Okay, whichever way. I just want to see which one's dropped. So what is the you?
Okay, I'll go first. You
Okay.
is uncover those lies, the lies you
Thank you.
believed about yourself.
Thank you. The N?
Name the
your
truth.
truth.
Thank you. The S?
Setting a new vision.
And the T?
Take responsibility. Take responsibility for your vision.
Absolutely. And the U?
Upgrade your
Upgrade
mindset.
your mindset.
Thank you. And the C?
Connect with the right
Connect
people.
with the right
Connect with the right people.
And the K?
Keep moving
Keep
forward.
moving forward.
Keep moving forward. Thank you, everyone. Back to you, Tolu.
Oh, sorry. Thank you so much, sis. That was amazing. Guys, it was amazing, wasn't it? Give me a yes if you really thought this was amazing.
Yes.
Excellent. Yes. Thank you so much. So I'm gonna pass this over to the moderator of the Q&A session. I'm sure you guys have questions ready. We're gonna have the next 20 minutes or so of her answering your question. You may not be able to get her to answer your question again when you leave here because she's very, very, very busy. So this is an opportunity. Get your questions ready. Over to you, Lola.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please let's have your questions. If you don't want to raise your hands, then you can just put it in the chats, and we'll give it over to Queen Bee to answer our questions for us. So please let's have questions, please. Thank you, Queen Bee, for always. That was good. Thank you for honoring our invitation. And I believe that people are definitely going to be on stock here today. So please, if anyone has their hands up, or I can start with some of the questions that we have. We have a question, one or two. So while people are preparing their minds for the questions, this is one of the questions. To what extent are self-limiting beliefs shaped by cultural, familial, or educational systems? And how can one distinguish between inherited and authentic self-concepts?
Thank you for your question, but I think I did answer that in what I said. So in terms of cultural, I think everybody has a journey where we're coming from, and that can limit us and tell us sometimes we just shifting. If you've lived somewhere before and you move into a new environment, just that new environment could be challenging to really move forward. But like I said, it's about educating ourselves about the environment. The more knowledge you have about things, the more confidence you have, the more you'll be able to move forward. Your second half of the question was about authenticity. Did I get that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
The difference between inherited and authentic self-concept. So, like you've already addressed where we're coming from, then sometimes, personally, we would have some concepts that are actually limiting us.
It's about each person needs to really identify what it is and identify whether it's a lie or a truth and see what you can do to negate it. Normally, those things that hold us back, whether it's fear or whether the fear of the unknown or maybe a past failing. So we see ourselves in that situation again. So for example, when I faced a couple of redundancies, already I felt maybe I'm not good enough to stay at executive leadership level. Maybe I should just drop and just, go back into middle management. That was due to experience. That was due to a rejection I faced. But I had to quickly speak to myself that actually I know my worth. That's why I said, think about the good things you bring to the table. And I had to make another attempt and go back for that role. So we have to be true to ourselves, assess ourselves, do a self-assessment. If you can't do it by yourself, get somebody that you can trust and open up to them and let them help you move that blockage. Does that answer your question?
Yes, that answers the question. Thank you. I see in the chats somebody said that it seems challenging after some attempts. Please, what is the word that you would have for somebody that already has that mindset?
It depends on, what it is. I mean, for me, I always default to the Bible, and I don't want to sound too spiritual, but that's really the thing I know. So when I'm facing a lot of challenges, I just shared about the driving situation. I shared about redundancy. I would always say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Unless sometimes if things are happening repeatedly and I feel that I'm hitting a block, I would take a pause, pray, and see maybe that's not the path I'm meant to go. If it is the path and I'm still getting a positive vibe to go that same direction, I will keep on pressing. Getting my first role in this country took me over 70 applications because I was adamant that I'm not going to pay a dime to do my study. Now, there comes with a level of resilience and, wanting something, but I was convinced. I mean, I've been in this country for so long, but when I came, it was daunting. Everybody around me was telling me you have to go back and study, retrain, but I didn't have any funds. So how am I going to move forward? I needed somebody to sponsor me. And that was my confession. And I faced a lot of rejections, a lot of negativity. But it's happened. So my retraining to be a chartered accountant, I didn't pay a dime. My MBA, I didn't pay a dime. My Prince 2, I have not paid anything. My leadership course in Cranfield, not, and I can list so many. It takes a lot of resilience. It takes a lot of self-belief. And just keep on going. Even if you've tried, but you can only do that when you're convinced that the route you're trying to tow is the right route for you. If it's not the right route and you're on another lane, then that's a strong one. And there are different steps which I can't do in a few minutes now to tell you how you can determine what's the right path to go. It's a process.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Somebody has also put in chats here. I was going to make a comment. So everything you said, in a way, it seems like it all starts with you, really. You have to be the one to be like self-efficacious and look within, ask yourself, am I meant to be doing this? And, be sure about that before you keep hitting your head, on the same spot.
Sometimes you might need to reach out for help, which is why I mentioned in my talk that sometimes you need a mentor, somebody that's gone ahead of you. And from that, you might get some illumination by listening to their journey. Listening to somebody else's journey can be a form of illumination that will shed light in terms of where you're at, what you need to do. We all learn from other people's experiences, but the main action has to be from your mind. You can listen to the best motivational speaker, you can listen to the best mentor, the person that's even succeeded so much, but if your mindset is still the same way. And that's why I shared this situation of my mindset of being poor from growing up was with me to the extent that when I had $120,000, I did not, give me $120,000 now. My mindset is different. I know what to do with it. I would invest it, that it will be yielding me a return. But because I had that same mindset, I had the money and I squandered everything in 6 months, 6 months, and I can't show anything for it. What changed is the mindset. Meanwhile, several years later, I got a redundancy package of 75,000, nothing like 120. And I used it to create career nuggets that has blessed so many people's now. That's the whole money went into a social enterprise because I had a different vision, a different mindset. I want to support others. So what I'm saying is you can have access to the best mentors. You can pay so much money. Somebody can even tell you everything to do, but if your mindset is still like, I can't, they can even give you a job. They can give you a job, but when you get to that job, you won't perform because you're still believing I'm not good enough. So that's why I always go back to the individual first. When you work on yourself, you can actually change the trajectory of your life.
Okay. Thank you, sis. So somebody has asked the question here that what does it mean to uncover lies?
Okay. So when I use the word uncover lies, it is anything that is hindering you from moving forward is not true because we are living beings. Naturally, we are meant to move forward. We progress. We progress in age. We grow. We're not the same baby we were. We're just beings that grow. That's just how we've been created. We grow. And if there's anything that is stopping you from experiencing that growth, whichever area in your life, then it's a lie because that's not what your primary bit is. It's for you to grow, be fruitful, multiply. That is it. That's what we are. We're human beings. We're living beings growing. That's why I call it a lie. And whatever that might mean, you have to identify it in your life. What is that thing that's holding you back? And then replace it with the truth. So I'm a shy person. Are you really shy? Some things, if you're shy, face it, I was shy. You might have to go and get some mentoring or get some teaching or listen to some videos. But really, you have to take that step because I don't believe anybody it is meant to be. Yes, you might. When we say for me, shyness is interacting with people. I used to shy away from people, didn't want to interact. So I had to work on how do I network? How can I connect with people? How can I befriend people? How can I relate to people? I had to learn that. Some of them are from videos, some of them are by listening to people. Some of them is actually challenging myself and just throw myself in some networking event. And I've gone, I remember those early days. I'll go to a networking event. I've paid to go for it. I will show up, and within 30 minutes, I'm running away because it's just becoming too choky for me. I'm thinking, what am I doing here? I don't know anybody. It was so daunting. But I kept on throwing myself into those situations, and now I actually put networking events together. Isn't that the irony of life? So, yeah, find what your lies are, uncover it, see what it is, what the root cause is, and deal with it.
All right, thank you. I hope that that question has been answered. The person who's put it on the chart. Now, there's a question to you, sis, and it says, what was the key mindset shift in your own life that changed everything for you? Was it when you were growing up or when you were at PwC?
Oh no, my mindset changed before PwC. A mindset change is what got me for PwC because I was told in PwC that they couldn't even send me the application form because they only went for, second class upper and all that. I think the mindset shift for me was, and all through my life, I was called daft, timid. I had different labels. And it looked like, fell short of saying you'll amount to nothing. And I would always be running away. And it was during youth service. When I got to youth service, it looked like a lot of people liked me, but I didn't know what they were liking. So I lock myself. This was in fellowship. And I would go to fellowship, and before they're finishing, I'll run away because I didn't want anybody to come up to me and say hello. And I think I just got tired of the running. Why do I always run away? Why do I not feel comfortable in places? And that was a turning point for me, basically, because I realized that for me to continue living and be happy, they would always feature. So I remember locking myself in a room and going back to my default position is really praying. I just prayed and I got some insight, and then I felt there was a new me. And it was really a funny, but I'll just say it was like a supernatural encounter that I experienced. And in that time of praying, it was over 9 hours prayer. I haven't done such since then. And I'm in my mid-50s. That was my early 20s. And I had these layers of coats being taken off me during that encounter. I was feeling like coats, and each coat that was being taken off, I put it down to coat of reproach, coat of shame. It looked like I was being stripped of some heavy burden I'd been carrying around, different labels I'd been carrying around. And in the same during the same time, the same prayer time, I felt like another coat was being put on me. And I felt that was a coat of acceptance of God's love. And I tell myself that even if nobody loves me, I know God loves me. This is things I tell myself. So I'm not looking for, prior to then, I was looking for acceptance from people. I wanted people to like me. I wanted my family to like me. I wanted this person to like me because I'd suffered so much rejection. I was craving for acceptance. I wanted to be liked. I wanted to be loved. I wanted to be in some certain groups, but they didn't really accept me. But when I found my acceptance in Christ, then every other thing was a bonus. That's where my anchor was, but it took me a long process to get there. And now and again, I get challenged by that. I find myself whereby things of my past can come and haunt me when I find myself in an environment where everybody seems to be from a very affluent background and all their experiences, and I've never experienced anything like that, but now I own it. I own we were in this retreat, we were talking and somebody was talking about what was it now? Something about, anyway, I do that now. But if I wasn't doing it, I probably would have felt one kind. So we're talking about hygiene, cleanliness, and somebody was talking about flossing and how important it is, and people were just talking about general things. And the lady said, "Oh, you have to use a soft brush for your tooth." I don't use soft brush. I use that hard one, and I'm really going for my teeth, like. And the lady was like, "Oh no, that will damage the tooth." But I was comfortable in my skin to say, actually, everybody in the room was shaking, and everybody said, "Oh, not shaking," but they all accepted and said, "Actually, we all use soft brush." My old self would have said, "Let me just keep quiet." But I said, "No, I'm the opposite. I use a hard brush. Now I'll take the correction and now use a soft brush because I'm comfortable in my skin now. In the past I wasn't. So it's things like that. My turning point means I've begun to be I now love myself. I love who I am, and I know God loves me. So I think that's my default position.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the next one. 1 minute. So, okay. The next one says how do you handle resistance to mindset change within a group?
Sorry, I didn't understand that. Have I not covered that question?
Well, that's a question I've got. So I'm just asking. Yeah, within a group.
I think I've dealt with that in depth.
Okay. All right, then. Then there's the one. Do you think mindset is the single biggest factor in success, or are there others you'd rank as equally important?
Of course, it's just one of the many things, but it plays a significant part. So success is depending on what lens you're looking at it from. So I don't know, I have my own definition of success. Everybody has their own definition of success. Success to me is not necessarily about money or achievements or titles. So it depends on what it is. So where I am, success for me is when I'm helping others, when I'm leaving a legacy, when I'm seeing myself replicated in others. So success for me several years ago would be, oh, I want to be a finance director, I want to be this, but it's something else. So whatever it needs for me to do that, I need to make sure I align the right thing. Hard work plays a part, diligence plays a lot. So there are loads of things, just continuously developing yourself. So many things play a factor when it comes to success, but you have to define success in terms of what it means for you. Then you know what you need. So when I wanted to be a finance director, I knew that just being a chartered accountant wasn't enough for me to become a finance director. I had to go back and do an MBA. But somebody else, a director of something else, they might not need an MBA. So it's a unique journey, and it depends on what you want to achieve in life. Somebody wants to have a successful business and they started small, but they want to expand and grow the business. You need to find out what it takes to expand. You need to make sure you have the right structures in place. A one-man business is different to when you're now employing others. So you have to know how to scale up and what does it take to scale up. So some of those you would read, some you might have to speak to another entrepreneur, some you might have to even go to school just to learn certain things and understand the legal requirement of setting up a business so that you can really scale up properly, or what is needed in that industry you're in. So I think success needs a lot of things, but mindset does play a big part.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. Well, I'm addressing this to everyone on the webinar. We only have approximately 5 minutes left for the questions. Leading on from what she has just said now.
Maria, is that your hand up or that's just a mistake?
Someone's hand up.
My hand is actually
I
up.
think I saw someone's hands up. I think Maria had a hand up at some point.
Maria?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, please, I yield the mic.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sister Morenike, for this. I was actually attending it because, yes, I've attended one of the session before. It was I really gained a lot. But today's one, I just personally feel you're talking to me. I just want to thank you for this opportunity. And I thank God for the grace to also attend it. So this is I don't know if it's my question or I actually need an advice. So I just got back from maternity leave. I feel so old. I feel stuck. And I'm not motivated. So I've been back for like 2-3 weeks now. To be honest, I don't feel happy. I don't feel motivated. What's keeping me on the job is the fact that I need the money. And while I was on leave, I took a training. And now, okay, I've taken this training. To be honest, I need another job. But I just feel stuck. I feel unmotivated. I just need an advice. Like, what would you tell Maria? Okay, if you've taken a course, how do you apply? Because applying is another thing. Or, people taking that chance on you, like, okay, we can give you this job or train. I don't even know how to even communicate what I'm trying to say. But in a nutshell, it's just that I honestly feel stuck. And then it's just even hard for people to take a chance on you because now people want people with experience. Okay, I've gotten the training. I don't have the experience. So please, what will you tell Maria moving forward? How can she get
Oh
out
yeah.
of this?
So
Thank you.
Maria, thank you for sharing that. What I would say is I'm happy through Tolu to have time with you because there's certain things that we need to uncover, and I don't think I can do it here, especially when there's just a few minutes left. There's more than what you're just saying. You're in a different season, another stage of your life. You just had a baby. So there are other factors that we need to unravel and then be able to assess what will work for you.
Oh,
Okay?
thank you.
I'll start with you after this event.
Thank
All
you.
right, I can see, yeah, I can see another hand up. BC Uriola, could you please, I yield the mic. Unmute yourself.
That's my big sis.
Sorry, I didn't put my hand up. Sorry. But well done, sis.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Always blessed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
For joining.
yeah, so exactly what Maria said was what I was going to say. Now we have approximately 1 minute left. If there is something that you've heard, something burning in your heart, please use this time to ask the question, because you don't know. Sometimes you just go away and forget. It might just be the turning point for you. If there is something burning in your heart, if you really can't put your hands up, please put it in the chat. If not, then this session is over. Thank you. I give it over back to Sister Tolu.
Or you can private chat Lola if you don't want to put it on the main chat, and she will read. You don't have to put your name or anything. She will read it. I know some people might feel a bit vulnerable, but sometimes vulnerability is needed to move us forward. We need to be vulnerable with ourselves and be authentic with where we are and what we need help with. Oh, right. Okay. Before we move on to the concluding part, we have a quick part where we need you guys to give us feedbacks, what you thought of what you've learned today, how it has helped you, how it has shaped you, what you will have loved to, get if you feel like, oh, I wanted some bit more. That's to help us with our sessions as we're planning it going forward. And we'll put this out on our socials as reviews. So with your name and your whatever details you want us to add, yeah, please put in. I'll pass this on to Michelle. Michelle, this is supposed to be your session where you handle a quick, while people are still thinking about whatever questions they have, and then we'll conclude. So over to you, Michelle.
Thank you so much.
We can't hear you very well. I think your line's a bit low. Your volume is a bit low.
Let me see if I can fix that. How do I sound now?
Yep, much better, I think.
Better. Okay. So I was saying thank you. I just wanted to share a few words and then take the feedback. So as I listened to the speaker, to our amazing speaker, I was emotional and I'm sharing this, so that might also help you with what you want to share in the chat as your feedback. I felt emotional at different points, especially some of the stories that she shared, because there was a lot that touched my own personal struggles, and there were so many things she said that resonated with me. One of it was, her feeling at one point, underused, thinking maybe her time has passed, and saying something about feeling she said being stuck is not your sentence, is a signal that something has to shift. And I just kept thinking, my goodness, there have been times where I felt like maybe, and sometimes I would see people that we went to school together and they are doing so well, and I'll be like, my goodness, if I hadn't made those poor decisions, I probably would be where they are right now. They've built successful businesses, they've sort of traveled the world, and I'm just in my little corner thinking, my goodness, we were all at the time on the same level. But when she said that your time, let me see what she said, your time, oh sorry, where was that again? She said your time never passes. Okay, that's what she said. She said your time never passes and it's never too late to start. Those words, gave me hope again. So I just really want to thank our amazing speaker. Thank you so much for the wisdom that you brought to us today. So in the next few minutes, I'll just like you to go to the chat and just leave your comments, leave your names, just like Tolu said, so we can have, we just want to know how you've been impacted by the session today. It's really important for us to know how helpful the sessions have been for you. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We're having those messages coming. Thank you. Great session. My name is Tokumbo. Inspirational session. Yes, please keep it coming, guys. Everyone that's come, we would love to hear from you. We'd love to hear what you feel about how the session has impacted you. And thank you, Michelle, for sharing that, for being vulnerable with us. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Someone's asked me, before I take the conclusion, before I take the concluding part, someone's asked me what the N in Unstuck framework stands for. So I want us to do this again because some people want to take the notes. I mean, we'll have this video for rewatch. Can you guys please help out? I know that we read it out when Stamrenika asked the other time. So please, can you help out? Unmute your mic as we go through the Unstuck. Thank you so much. So who remembers what U stands for?
Uncover those lies.
Uncover those lies. I hope we have that. Uncover those lies. What does N stand for?
Name your truth.
Name your truth. Thank you so much. Name your truth. What does S stand for?
A new vision.
Sorry, say again.
Setting up a new vision.
Yes, thank you very much. T?
Take responsibility for your vision.
Take responsibility for your vision. Thank you. U?
Upgrade your mindset.
Upgrade your mindset.
Upgrade your mindset. C?
Connect with
the right people.
The right people.
The right people. K?
Keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward. Thank you very much. That's amazing, isn't it? And that's what's just sticking somewhere in our rooms, in our houses, in our on our just around, so that we keep remembering that framework. Very important. So we've come to the juncture where we're just going to be concluding. And before I do my final conclusion, can I ask Sister Monica, is there anything else that's on your heart that you would like to share? I believe she's still on the call. Anything else that you want to bless us with before we conclude today? Not sure if she's still on. Sis Monica, is she still on?
I don't know if she's still.
I don't think she's on.
Okay, she's probably.
And I've put it up because she said she was not in the country. So.
Yeah. So probably okay.
All
right. So she's given so much, guys, and she's uploaded our whole heart, our experience, and we have so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Great session. Thank you so much. There's so many insights. Sophia, that was a much needed. Yes. Thank you so much. Keep them coming. Thank you. I mean, she's gone already. I was going to say a big thank you, Sister Marinike, for such a phenomenal session. I'm still going to reach out to her privately to say our thank yous. She's poured in so much wisdom and insights, and we are so grateful. Every time we have her on, we leave inspired, and we bless God for that. So the Unstuck framework, which we just talked about, is so practical and empowering. And I know I'm not the only one whose notebook is full. My notepad here is quite full. I hope you guys were writing stuff down. And I'll definitely be watching this session to keep taking in all the valuable lessons that we received from here today. So if you want a recording, let us know. Send us a message. We'll let you know how you can access a recording, because we're recording this. So everyone here today, if you're serious about making real progress in your career, I want to encourage you to follow Career Nuggets and join the Career Nuggets community. It's such a great space to learn, grow, and connect with others who will support you on your journey. So if you're new here and you're not part of the community, please contact us at Precious Pearls Charity. We're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and send us a message or PM or DM, whatever, and we will, let you know how to follow, how to join and be a part of that community. A lot of people on here have been part of the program that Career Nugget does, and I can testify to say that a lot of people that are part of our community that took that program have amazing career journeys already. They have jobs and they're doing so well. And also, Precious Pearl, feel free to be a part of our community, to watch our webinars. We always have some inspiration coming up, some empowering activity coming up. So be a part of our community, follow us on all our handles, and then you will get to know about what, and also follow our newsletter. You can go to our website and preciouspearls.co.uk, and you can sign into our register for our newsletter and you get updates on all our events. And please, yeah, that's all I wanted to share with us. God bless you all so richly. Thank you for joining us today. We cannot wait to see you at our next webinar and all our upcoming Precious Pearl events. Let's keep growing. Let's keep supporting one another. Let's keep shining bright together. A big God bless you, everyone. I'll just ask the Precious Pearl team members to wait behind. And
sorry, excuse me. Do I see a hand up from Tony or?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I thought I saw a hand up. Is it gone? Okay.
From who?
Sorry, I just needed to point that out. It's all right. Really
Okay.
sorry. Yeah, Tony,
you
have your hand up.
What's the name of the person?
Right. Yeah, the name is Tony and Samdi. I thought I saw the hand up.
Oh, Tony. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. Continue.
Okay. Right. So before we log off, does anyone have anything they want to share? Any questions? Anything? We have the floor open for 1 minute. Let me see if there's anything in the chat session. Thank you. Okay. All right. Once again, thank you, Precious Pearl members. You guys made this a reality today. Thank you for all your hard work, the event team, prayers, everyone. Thank you so much. God bless you, bless you, bless you. And as you're shining your light on other people, God will shine his light on you, and you will be visible in your careers, in your businesses. You will grow and you will continue to do amazing things. We are a powerhouse, a Precious Pearl. We have amazing people that are doing amazing stuff. And I get to hear testimonies all the time. And my heart is like, wow, okay, amazing. I just shared one yesterday with you guys. I don't know if you remember, about someone who just started an amazing business. And my mom was like, wow, amazing. So, yep, feel free to be a part of our community as well. God bless you guys and see you next time. God bless you. Precious Pearl team, just wait behind for like 5 minutes and we will just let everybody else go. Thank you so much, guys. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. We'll just wait for it to be just us in the call. Right. Let's see, is anybody else? I think it's just us now. Yeah, I think so. All right, you can take a picture, group picture. Sister Rita, you might want to put us on the gallery and take us a group picture of us in the gallery. Let me see if I can do a screen. I like to do this because sometimes we're rarely together all at once. So I'll just do an immersive one. Have everyone, all of us. So a gallery view. Yep. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. God bless you. I really appreciate it. I think this was good, right? Was it? What did you think?
It was. Yeah.
It was. Yeah, it was. And yep, I was able to share, and we've had, actually, I should have checked. Is there anyone else? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm just seeing your message, Michelle. I think you did excellently well. Thank you so much. And Lola, thanks for handling that very well. Mumi, Martins, thank you for being an excellent timekeeper. Bobby Darlington, thank you for all the head counts so far. He kept letting us know what the numbers were. Sarita, you know you're amazing, right? Thank you for
She does.
Maria, well done. Well done. Thank you for pulling it together. And Rita, wow, thank you. You handled the whole managing this year's event excellently well. Thank you, Juliet, for coming up all the time. Prayers. Thank you, Liz. And I know you've got a lot going on, but you still spare time for us today. Big God bless you. I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. And yes, like I said, we are a powerhouse and we're going places. And this is the beginning of great things for us. Second half is going to be amazing. Everyone's going to have amazing testimonies. That's my prayer. And that's, what God will do because he's able to do all things. Thank you, everyone. And does anyone have, before we go, please, guys, can you collate all those things in the chat, for, all those thank yous with the names and everything? Especially Maria and Rita. I'm sorry, it's Rita and Lola. Can you collate
Screenshots?
Yeah, screenshots, so we can put it together. You probably use Canva to put it together beautifully, but just making sure the name and the responses before
Sorry,
we
do you
go.
mean the chat to? Sorry, what do you mean? How do we do? I'm not sure.
Like in the chat, people were leaving their reviews.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Done that already.
Oh, you've done that already, yeah?
Oh, okay. All right.
You've done it, Maria.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
good. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And I'll share I had some screenshots, so I'll share. Everybody can share whatever pictures they're able to take on the group. So we'll have
yes.
all those, yeah.
Yes, I'll send the ones I could get.
Yeah, I think I took some as well. Share it. Okay, thank you, everyone. God bless.
Thank you. Well done, everyone.
Well done, guys.
Everyone.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.